Hey guys. So, today I want to talk about adaptability because truly that is one of the most potent signs of strength in general, like in the animal kingdom and with humans, but just in general with plants, anything living. Their ability to adapt is going to be how they're to their level that they can survive, right? And so there's something about having this wit and adaptability, and like it's almost like a street smart, right? That's what it is. And it comes through life experience, right? So you'll think of situations where like a kid was coddled, right? His mother always did everything for him, right? And like he grows up and then he's that man that looks for a woman who's going to be his mother, right? He's not very adaptable. He doesn't see things coming so he can be the resolution of the problem. I'm not trying to bash men or anything. That's just like an example of what you see sometimes. And so in this world, the more experience you go through, the more you're in survival mode and have dealt with life and those kinds of situations, the more adaptable you become. But it's like with that adaptability has to become a more expanded consciousness too. Like can become a superpower. You don't necessarily have to have an expanded consciousness to be street smart. Like it's survival mode, right? And so like there's pros and cons to it. And I spoke about this in another video. It's like you use your hypervigilance that you got from childhood trauma, but you can use that in such a positive way. If you can bring yourself out of the anxiety and into the heart and be super hyper aware of everything, but in a present way, right? And so like, it's the same with adaptability. Like, how can you take those skills you learn from being a survivor and bring those into your life in order to be clever and witty and co-create in a really like expansive way? Why? Because you're more aware. You're more aware of the opportunities, because inside the chaos, you can find this peace. You can find this place where you're like, it's like those people who are the first responders on the scene, how they're zoned in and they're just like so present, and they can like, they're not passing out because they see a little blood. They're not, you know what I mean? They're like those people you want in a situation. They're able to adapt to the chaos, be the calm in the chaos so they can focus and get the job done, whatever needs to be done. That is like a skill that you can learn. It's interesting though, like, because you have to separate the survival and the trauma from it to use it in your life in a positive way. That means you have to master whatever those emotions are. You have to learn this. It's almost like a detachment too sometimes. Like if you're in a traumatic situation like that where somebody is like injured on the side of the road or something like that, like you can't be the empath and put yourself inside their body right now, because then you'd be in that state of panic. You'd be in that, what is it? What do they call it when a body is shock? Like you would be in that state of shock. And so like some people do, like you'll just see them sit there in shock, just staring, because they can't even help because they're so overwhelmed by what's happening in the chaos, right? And so adaptability is such a skill, right? Even plants have this skill. They learn to adapt to different temperatures, but like certain plants can't live in certain areas because they're not capable of that, right? And so we see it everywhere in nature, in ourselves, in animals. We see how we've domesticated animals. Now, a lot of our domesticated animals, we put them outside. They get eaten, like our cat or something would get eaten by a coyote within a day, right? If he's never been outside before and you live in a rural area, you're taking a chance. He hasn't like had enough life experience in nature in order to develop these skills and awarenesses, like to know what danger is around, right? And yeah, so it's interesting how like we've gone through all this stuff and we've, accrued all this emotional damage and trauma. But the whole time, like, we don't realize how we can use that as our superpower if we're able to take responsibility for that emotional damage, the emotions that come up, and really use that and alchemize that and use that and flip that hypervigilance on its ass and expand and ground into your heart and be able to like turn your trauma into superpower, like turn your trauma into helping heal others, and turn it into this superpower where it doesn't matter what chaos comes into your life. Like, you're emotionally grounded. And even if you get triggered initially, you could ground yourself quickly. You know who you are. You know, like, oh, when I'm projecting or I'm reacting to the chaos in this way, like, that's my shadow side. That's the side of me that I don't want to respond from. But it's okay that I did. Be easy on yourself and then flip the script. It's that conscious awareness. That is where the power is. That is where you have the opportunity to respond in whatever way. Why? Because you're able to be aware of it when it's happening. When people are really in their shit and really their ego's running the show, they're not. Like, when they're in it, they're freaking in it, and there's no coming out of it until, the dust settles. And that's a scary place to be. We've all been there. And like, we've been in the place where the dust settles and you're still not freaking aware of it, right? And it's crazy. It's crazy to think back of when, like, I was in those places. We all were in those places where we were just unconsciously projecting our own trauma on the world. And once in a while, do we project still? Of course, we're human beings. But now we catch it. Now we're more conscious of it. Now we can flip the script. We can ground back into our hearts and come from a different space. Now we can be the peace, the calm in the storm when things come up, because we've developed that skill spiritually. And we do develop skills spiritually. We're developing skills every single time the chaos comes up and we make a choice. And on the other side of it, we have reflection. We are able to expand through that reflection, through the epiphanies, through connecting with spirit, because we got quiet enough to stop thinking about the drama, talking to our friends about the drama. We literally just we're with ourselves. We didn't play music. We didn't do nothing, but sat there in the peace and the quiet that it takes to connect to spirit and have a conversation with spirit in order to be able to have clarity in truth and show up in life from a place where you feel like you're good, you're in your heart, you're using discernment, you're not in ego, you're not projecting, you're not feeling like a victim, you're owning your shit. But then you're able to adapt to anything and show up and respond in a higher vibrational way from a higher version of you who sleeps good at night, knowing you did the right thing, knowing that you were easy on yourself, even in situations where you did get a little panicked or you did project or whatever it is. You flipped the script, though. You didn't stay in that. You didn't say, well, this is my personality and everyone has to deal with it. No. You've done the work. You feel that, like, I don't want to be that person. I want to be this person. And it's okay that I reacted that way. It makes sense based on what I've been through in my life, but I'm not that person anymore. And I don't have to respond to life that way. And the more I keep coming back, every time it comes forward, coming back with this response of being easy on myself, trying better next time, truly, genuinely trying better next time, right? That's where the growth is. It's in the recognition. It's in the expansive perspective of the situation. Seeing it from every angle. Letting yourself be human and being easy on yourself. But also not taking the coward's way out and saying, well, this is just my personality, because you just don't want to change. But anyone watching my channel is not that person. Because you would get sick of being triggered by me by now. Because I'm calling everyone out, including myself. And I wouldn't be speaking on it if I didn't go through it. We're all learning lessons. We're all here to expand. And the more we expand, the more we come into like service for our own self. Like, we're self-sourcing our love, our cup's overflowing. And then we, just through being that, we are the light. We are emanating. And we are in service, right? And it's just like a very fulfilling place to be. And I've really learned that I need to be with me more and focus on me more and prioritize me more. And as much as I thought I was, I just realized over Thanksgiving break how much I wasn't. And Spirit wants me to put that out there for other people to really say, are you really like digging deep? Are you really like grounding into your heart and being easy on yourself for being human, etc., etc.? And so ask yourself those questions. Because it doesn't matter how far you are on your spiritual journey, there's always another layer to peel back. And self-love is it. Like, just dive deeper into you. And honestly, like, sometimes I get in my lonely place and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be alone now. You know, I wish I was in a relationship. It's been years. And then I'm like, you know what? The more deeply I go into me and loving me, the more aligned whatever relationship does come in my future will be. Because it will be on the same frequency that I'm at. So if I work so hard on loving myself, so will the person, whoever is supposed to be with me, work so hard on loving himself, right? And so that vibrational match will be unquestionable. There will be no question. If you question it, it's not it. Don't force it or you're going to go through loops, right? Just be alone and be like, wow, I'm grateful for this time of introspection. I'm grateful for this time that I have to get to know myself on a deeper level, because I'll get to know even more deeply what I want in this life and what I want in this world. And the universe will never forget about you. Never forget about me, never forget about you, because if you're out here doing the work, the Dharma is real. It will come back full circle. The energy you put out into this universe, you will get back. When you put your heart out there and you're vulnerable and you lead with love, you will have a person who leads with love, who considers you, who loves you, who's reciprocal. Same with work. You will have a job where you wake up and you're excited about your day and you want to go in, you want to be there, and you're not in a toxic environment on any front. And a lot of times that's just you and your own business, right? That's what happens with a lot of people on the spiritual journey. They have their own businesses and Spirit leads them to do something highly unique. Might be similar to what other people do, but it's still them. No one can do it quite like them. Why? Because it's their thing, their unique blueprint. Their personality is not like anyone else. Their downloads, their life experience, all of it is unique to them. That's why we need everyone to be authentic, so we can have this like co-creative world where there's no one to compete with but yourself. And really, it's silly to compete with yourself anyways. It's a journey, right? There's so many silly phrases out there. I'm just like, actually, but I don't want to be, it's like those kids at school. They want to, like, anything you say, they want to pick and find the wrong in it. We can't be those people. Don't be that with yourself. I think that's definitely because my dad and my parents were very hypercritical and nitpicky. And like, when you are a child of a parent like that, Spirit wants this to come up, so I'm just going to talk about it real quick, tangent. When you are a child of a parent like that, you are hypercritical of yourself. So like for me, when I went through that incident, a couple incidences where it just felt like everything kept happening to me and I was just like so done with it. I was really hypercritical on my reaction in the moment. I mean, in my defense, when a pipe busts and there's water spraying all over your house and you're just scrambling and you don't even know how many hours it's been happening, you're just scrambling to find where the main water shutoff is. I mean, like, come on, girls. How calm is anyone going to be in that situation? But like, it took me like 30 minutes, 45 minutes to like bring myself out of the state of panic I was in, right? And it's like, the point of the matter is I had to be easy on myself, and I wasn't. And it was because like in those situations with both my parents, and they were divorced, they just both had similar personalities. They would go in full blown like panic mode. And so like for me, when those situations happen, it's hard for me for my body, like inside my body, not to like want to shake and go into panic mode, because like that's how I was trained to be in like these situations of chaos. And it's weird because it's like, even though my body's in panic mode and I'm like mentally combusting, I'm so focused, laser focused. I knew exactly where the water shut off was. It was off fast. I had it all cleaned up within like 5-10 minutes. Like, I don't play games, right? And I got it done. And like, instead of being like, okay, good job, you did it, now just the landlord will be on his way to fix it. Like, instead of coming into that space at the time, I was just like I was beating the shit out of myself mentally and emotionally. And like, that's like, those are those things you have to work on to become like more balance in your adaptability. Get it out of survival. Get the emotions out of survival. Get all of it, the panic, all of it out of survival. In those moments, it's hard. It is hard. But like, on the other side of it, we see the gift. We see how we had to see that about ourselves. I had to see how hard I was on myself. It's like, take it easy. Like, everything's fine. There's a solution to everything that just happened. There's a solution. Now we got to figure out the solution to the trauma response inside your body, because it's all good. Like, all this is fixable within the morning, everything's okay, and you just have to have those conversations with yourself. But guys, all that to just come full circle and say, be easy on yourself. Like, if you're this adaptable person, you resonate with a lot of what I was saying, like how you're able to like get through life. It's because of survival mode, right? And it helps you on this journey, but you have to see it for what it is, and come in this expanded space and be like, okay, we're not doing this from survival. Like, we're clever and we're witty, and that's how we're going to take being adaptable in life. Like, we're the calm in the chaos that knows how to maneuver so you can co-create with the universe. We're not going to drop into this state of panic like, oh my God, the fear of the unknown. Like, life is changing. I have to let go of this. Like, you got this. You got this. Get out of your head and into your heart, And me, that's why I share my negative experiences, because like, I need you to see how human you are, and I need me to see how human I am sometimes, because I beat up on myself all the time. I try to be this perfect person for my kids and myself, and then you just, like, you get into these lonely places where you just beat up on yourself and woe is me and victim mode. Why am I alone? Why this? Why that? Instead of being grateful for like, damn, like, look at you. Like, you had acquired skills through trauma, but look how you just flipped all those skills to be something so beautiful and positive, and created something to be so grateful for, and coming into that space. And it takes time. It takes healing, and it takes radical accountability and love for yourself. So, yeah, guys, I love you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to donate or follow one of my other channels. There are links below. And I love you so much. I'll see you on the next one.